Welcome to the Courtauld online graduation ceremony. The actual ceremony will begin in a moment, but first a short housekeeping announcement. So although this is a formal ritual, it's one that's meant to be joyous, so do celebrate all your achievements as we go through. We expect the ceremony to last about an hour, and please ensure that your camera is switched on because we want to see you as we go. Please also ensure that your microphone is unmuted, so unlike every other Zoom meeting you've been to, so we want it unmuted for the whole of the ceremony, as we'll be managing the sound. You don't need to worry about speaking at any time, because you'll only be heard when the camera is on your group. And please wave and cheer when your name is read out, and then again at the end of your group, when we'll celebrate everyone who's been graduating. And so with that, we'll now begin the ceremony, and it will be opened by Professor Deborah Swallow, the Merit Rousing Director of the Courtauld.
It's with very great pleasure that I welcome you to the Courtauld's first ever virtual degree presentation ceremony. Although very different to our original plans for your graduation, this is nonetheless an opportunity to celebrate the work you've undertaken during your time at the Courtauld and to mark your achievement with your family, friends and teachers present, even if that is via Zoom. The ceremony marks the end of your academic programme, whether the Bachelor of Arts or the Graduate Diploma, and historically would have marked the beginning of your professional life. But whether you are moving forward into the world of work or returning to further study, this is a true milestone. So I hope very much that you enjoy today's ceremony. The Courtauld Institute of Art is one of the colleges of the University of London, and we are proud to award degrees of the university. So I'm delighted that the Chancellor of the university, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, better known to many of us as Princess Anne, is also virtually present with us, with a message of greeting and congratulations. Your Royal Highness.
Graduating students of 2020, congratulations on attaining your degree, particularly given the circumstances in which you completed the last few months of your studies. Every student experience is unique, but I think everyone will remember 2020 as different. Whenever I attend University of London engagements, I'm constantly struck by the enthusiasm and energy that you display for your studies, and the range and achievements of your non-academic activities. With the world facing challenges none of us could have envisaged a few short months ago, and at a pace that requires flexibility and innovation, the skills and knowledge that you have acquired while at university are needed now more than ever to help reshape the future for us all. Your institution will support you now and into the future in your endeavours. While you may be missing the formal graduation ceremony this year, I hope you will retain the friends, the experiences, and the knowledge you gained during your studies. They will all be part of your foundation for the future. Once again, my congratulations, and I wish you every success as you embark on the next stage of your lives.
Your Royal Highness, please accept our warmest thanks. I'm also very pleased now to introduce the Chairman of the Governing Board of the Courtauld Institute of Art, the Lord Brown of Mattingley.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Wherever you're watching this, it's a great pleasure to say hello and to take a few minutes to congratulate all of you. I'm talking to you from my home in London, where I've now spent almost 4 months in lockdown. As chairman of the governing board, my primary concern has been the safety and well-being of our students and staff. And throughout these extraordinarily difficult circumstances, it has given me great pride to see just how well you have all adapted. I wish things had been different, but there is no doubt that the Courtauld community has risen to the occasion. On behalf of the Governing Board, I want to thank all of you for your resilience, patience and forbearance over the past few months. As many of you know, I spent most of my career in the energy business. I was one of the first leaders in the oil and gas industry to acknowledge the existential threat posed by climate change and to pledge to do something about it. I never imagined that a very different type of natural disaster would affect our lives so dramatically in such a short period of time. This pandemic is proof, if proof were ever needed, that nature really is more powerful than any business or any government. I expect that many of you have experienced difficulty and frustration over the past few months, and that you might be anxious about what the future holds. You're not the only ones, but in the midst of great uncertainty, I urge you to be confident and optimistic about the future. Because, as graduates of the Courtauld, you have a great and unique opportunity. You have the opportunity, and indeed the responsibility, to use what you've learned to help society understand itself, and perhaps even to regain some control over the chaotic forces of nature. Because, in my experience, it is art which gives us insight into the human condition. It is art that helps us understand different times, places, people, emotions and lives. And it's art which enables us to contemplate our past so that we might build something better in the future. Those are skills which cannot be automated, and they are skills which can bring beauty back into people's lives when so much of our world seems ugly, unwelcoming and unjust. So on behalf of the Governing Board, let me congratulate you on your achievement. Thank you for the contribution you've made to life at the Courtauld, and ask you to keep coming back, not least to celebrate your graduation in person as soon as we are able.
Thank you very much, Lord Brown. We'll now begin to celebrate the success of this year's graduands, and I'll hand over to Elizabeth Harris, our Academic Registrar, to read out the names of those awarded the Courtauld Graduate Diploma in the History of Art.
I ask leave to present the following graduands awarded the Courtauld Graduate Diploma in the History of Art. Sharon Halaband, Kiana Katerina Bruera, Carolina Gil Aranzazu, Olga Gillan, Ariana Landelli. The Director's Prize for an Outstanding Assessed Essay, Richard Jacks. The Dean's Prize for Best Overall Performance, Felicitas Casper. Jiaying Ku, Costanza Longhisi Caterini, Zoe McClellan, Virginia Meyer, Essie O'Neill. The Courtauld Prize for an Outstanding Assessed Essay, Joanna Selman Smith, Nirvan Wadira, Moni Wong, Benwang Zhu, Mona Yapova. This concludes the graduands awarded the Courtauld Graduate Diploma of the History of Art. Please all cheer and celebrate. Now I will hand you back to Deborah Swallow.
As graduates, you're now joining the larger community of our alumni, a powerful network of fascinating individuals who are doing wonderful things in the world. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of those alumni to speak to you now. Valeria Misselina Bembry completed her graduate diploma in the history of art in 2008. She's now a counter-trafficking specialist and cultural producer. Valeria, a warm welcome to this graduation event.
Hello there. You are a class of heroes, and I am so honored to be able to take part in celebrating this incredible feat that is the completion of your studies in the middle of a pandemic. I admire you, your support network, and the whole Courtauld team on pulling through and helping you get across the finish line. You did it. You're here. Massive congratulations. For those who have suffered a loss during this period, you have my heartfelt condolences. For those who are battling this illness yourselves, or if you know anyone who is, I wish you the swiftest and least complicated recovery. I know this is not easy. I would like to share a thought that comforts me when I feel uncertain and groundless. And this is from the book When Things Fall Apart by Buddhist nun and author Pema Chodron. This is where tenderness comes in. When things are shaky and nothing is working, we might realize that we're on the verge of something. You are on the verge of a phenomenal series of events in your lives, and you have everything you need to take part. Your education has equipped you. You are agile, resourceful, and creative in both imagination and its practical application. I know you are capable. I believe in you, and I hope you feel the same way. When I arrived at the Courtauld to start my postgraduate diploma studies, I was 2 years into a medical diagnosis for an autoimmune disorder, and I was managing bouts of PTSD from a traumatic event I experienced prior to that. So the Courtauld was part of my healing journey. I found solace in the study of art. I was at peace in the galleries and museums I visited for my assignments. My lectures were therapeutic distractions into French history painting, 15th century Italian architecture, and Victorian monuments. It redirected me from my despair over my medical condition. It was a reprieve. Fortunately, I went into remission a couple years after graduation, and I moved to the Kurdistan region of Iraq, where I was able to put my art history studies to work and share the joys of street art with Syrian refugee kids who turned their solemn surroundings of the camp into a canvas for their vibrant, complicated, and beautiful thoughts and feelings and emotions. Use your skills to turn a movement, use your skills to turn a moment into a movement. Remember, you are essential, you are valued, and you are loved. Congratulations.
Many thanks, Valeria, for that inspiring address. We'll now begin to celebrate the success of this year's undergraduate graduates, and I'll hand over to Professor Anthony Eastman, our Dean and Deputy Director, to read out the names of those awarded the BA Honours in the History of Art.
Thank you, Debbie. I now ask leave to present the following graduates awarded the BA Honours in the History of Art. So, Charlotte Alderman, Katie Bannister, Tessa Carr, Our incoming Student Union President for 2020 to 21, Nancy Collins. Violet Conroy. Saskia Dakin-Cherry. Philippa Davis. Farah Diamputri. Celia Diedrichsen. Ariadne Diogenes. And awarded the Dean's Prize for Best Overall Performance, Margherita Dosi Delfini. Alexandra Earle. Anna Finaldi. Hannah Fitter. Anna Grozybowska. Holly Hilton. Jemima Hook. Isaac Huxtable. Mahout Joan de Kervenwal. So this concludes the first group of graduates awarded the BA Hons in the History of Art. So all have a good cheer and wave to celebrate. Well done, everyone. I now ask leave to present the second group of graduates awarded the BA Honours in the History of Art. So, Julia Jerkaulandiets, Sam Khan, Hyun Kim, Talia Sarah Kozlievlik, Emilia Kraus, Laura Lang, Peyton McHugh, Sophie Mockton, India Picton, Rada Popova, Magnus Reyna, Melanie Steen, Peony Stimler, Anna Thompson, Nia Thomas, Ekaterina Timofeyeva, Francesca Vine, Tara Weiss, and Shu Yu Wen. So this concludes all graduates awarded a BA Honours in the History of Art. So please now all cheer and wave, and congratulations to you all. So well done, everyone. And I now hand you back to Professor Deborah Swallow.
Many thanks, Tony, and warmest congratulations to all of the BA graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce another of our alumni who completed her undergraduate degree in 2011 and then became our Student Union President the following year. Aisha Merez is now an Assistant Curator of Contemporary British Art at Tate Britain. A warm welcome, Aisha.
Hello all. My name's Aisha Meraz and I graduated from the Courtauld in 2011 with a BA. I'm now working as a curator and I currently work at Tate, specialising in contemporary British art. My time at the Courtauld was very special. I made lifelong friends, imbibed a significant amount of alcohol, and also, quite importantly, received a world-class grounding in the history of art. I'm consistently surprised by how often little golden nuggets from my time at the Courtauld pop up in my work now. A degree from the Courtauld does that. It stays with you. This isn't like learning about Pythagoras' theorem and then never ever needing or being able to remember the information. What you've learned at the Courtauld will help you throughout your life, whether it's the ideas of the writers and thinkers you've read, the research skills you've picked up, or the way that you've learned to think expansively about the world. Your Courtauld degree will have helped you grow in ways you aren't yet aware of. It must be very strange to finish your university experience in this way, but know that this is just the beginning. The circumstances under which you studied will give you a resilience which can't be taught. If you can graduate during a global pandemic, you can do anything. Everyone feels perturbed at the moment, but you now have the tools you'll need for whatever comes next. Have faith in yourself and follow your heart. Whether you're going into further study, looking for jobs in the art world, or completely changing direction, my advice would be to just go for it. Do whatever it is you want to do and do it with some welly. The world around us feels uncertain, but you can be in command of the impact you have on the world. I'd particularly like to say something to my fellow people of colour amongst this year's cohort. Without being able to see any of you, I feel confident in assuming that we are still in the minority. But I want to let you know that I see you, figuratively speaking, and I urge you to carry on. In my work as a curator, I'm always attempting to uplift marginalised voices, and I would urge all of you, people of colour or not, to move into this brave new world with a fresh sense of your ability to affect change. Though the loss of a physical graduation ceremony and the strange move to lockdown is a real bummer for you guys, this bizarre time to graduate is actually one of the most exciting times there's been. The world is taking a serious look at itself, and I hope and I feel that positive change is coming. So I'll leave you with that sentiment. Be the change you want to see in the world and carry yourself forward with courage and conviction in the knowledge that you have a Courtauld education under your belt. You are the future, and I look forward to seeing what you all go on to achieve. Cheers.
Thank you, Aisha, and for all the work you do. And finally, we turn to someone well known to you all, our wonderful outgoing Student Union President, Charlotte Osborne. You all know even better than I the hard work that Charlotte's done on behalf of all the Courtauld students. So it's a great pleasure. Charlotte, over to you.
Hello everyone. I didn't expect to be delivering this speech to you in such exceptional circumstances. As you can see, I sit cosily in my childhood bedroom instead of the vaunted halls of Friend's house. And I'm sure that many of you are celebrating in similar surrounds, perhaps like me with a warm mug of tea, or maybe something a little bit stronger. But wherever you are, we all have one place in common. You can all be proud of what you achieved at the Courtauld Institute of Art, whether that be at Vernon Square or in our spiritual home at Somerset House. Just a year ago, I was graduating to the rapturous and embarrassing applause of my parents. My gown got caught in the banister of the stairs. I wore heels for the first time in 3 years instead of my customary Doc Marten boots. And Tony Eastman dropped a clanger by failing to mention that I, yes me, was incoming Student Union President of 2019-2020. And I'm still bitter about not receiving the dissertation prize. Must have been a mistake there. Despite Mr. Eastman getting off on the wrong foot with me, I've got to say that it's been the most enormous privilege to represent the student body this year. I know many of you personally, and I can genuinely say that this is the most engaged, socially conscious, generous cohort of students that I've ever known in my time at the institution. The Students' Union has never been stronger, and I know that all of you will go on to do great things in your chosen fields, be that in the arts or elsewhere. My time at the Courtauld will soon be coming to an end also, and I find myself in the same unique position as many of you, leaving the relative comfort and security of academia and entering an increasingly challenging climate for graduates the world over. Whether you're in New York, Paris, or even Swindon like me, You'll be, quite understandably, worried about what is to come. But there is reason to be hopeful, because your time at the Courtauld has equipped you with the skills and knowledge to be successful in the coming weeks, months and years. And I know that whatever you go on to do, you'll make the Courtauld and yourselves incredibly proud. Cheers.
Many thanks, Charlotte. Thank you on all our behalf for the support you've given us, both students and staff alike. We wish you very well indeed for the future. And I'd just like at this point to thank all of those who've made this ceremony possible and those who've supported you during your study. So thanks to all your teachers and to all the student and academic services and those hidden behind in the Courtauld who manage the operations. So this just leaves me to thank you all for your company over the past hour and to congratulate you on your success and wish you all success in your future careers. It's been an unusual time for everyone, as many of our speakers have referenced. You've weathered disruption, relocation, and all the complex transitions caused by the pandemic, and you've emerged resilient and resourceful. You should be justly proud. I know that this will not be the end of your association with the Courtauld. Each and every one of you has been an important part of our community, and I hope that you will remain so. Please look out for further information on our Alumni Association, which will be sent out later this week. Today, you will have heard from 3 of our alumni. Being part of our alumni network will help you keep close to the friendships, networks, and opportunities for learning that I hope have been a large part of your time with us. At this point, I would normally also be welcoming you all to a convivial reception where you would have a chance again to meet your teachers and your fellow students and their families. And I'm really sad this is not possible. However, we very much hope to hold a physical celebration of your achievements once this dreadful virus has abated and is in full retreat and social distancing restrictions have been lifted, and we'll keep you informed of those plans. So for the moment, warmest congratulations on all that you've achieved at the Courtauld, and to you and your families, my very best wishes for the future. Congratulations.